Welcome to our deep dive. We're going to unpack Fintech Founders. It's a book by Agustín Rubini with insights from over 40 trailblazers. They're revolutionizing financial services on a global scale,
Right.
from Argentina to China. Everything from AI-powered banking to streamlined lending for small and medium enterprises.
I think what's so interesting is that these founders, they don't fit a single mold. Their journeys are incredibly diverse. It really reflects how dynamic the fintech landscape is.
Where do their origin stories begin? What sparked these companies? Is there a common thread? Or were their motivations as diverse as their backgrounds?
Well, each founder had unique experiences, but a lot of them were driven by a desire to address shortcomings they saw in traditional financial systems. For instance, Harshvardhan Lunia of Lending Cart, he saw how India's small businesses struggled. They struggled to secure loans, even when they were thriving. So his company, it aims to make these enterprises bankable by simplifying the lending process.
So instead of accepting things as they were, he created a solution. That entrepreneurial spirit, it seems to be a recurring theme in the book.
Oh, absolutely. Take Pierpaolo Barbieri of Uala in Argentina. He recognized a vast, untapped market, a population that was largely unbanked. His platform makes it easy and affordable to get a MasterCard. It makes accessing financial services much easier, especially for those excluded by traditional banks.
That's leveling the playing field, especially in an increasingly digital world. The book also features Yoni Asia of eToro. He wanted to use technology to make investing more accessible and more engaging.
Asia believed in the power of community. He wanted to democratize access to these sophisticated financial tools, so he created a social network. For traders, they could learn from one another and even replicate the strategies of those who were successful.
It sounds like they're not just building companies, they're building communities and movements. But launching a fintech company can't be easy. What kind of obstacles did they face?
Well, securing funding is a challenge everyone faces, especially in the beginning. Some founders, like Levi King of Lendio, they opted to bootstrap. He relied on his own resourcefulness and savings to get started.
That takes a certain level of audacity, diving in headfirst with limited resources.
Definitely. It shows a strong belief in the vision. Of course, many sought venture capital. But even that path, well, it wasn't always easy. The key was finding investors who understood the fintech vision. They couldn't be afraid to champion these disruptive ideas.
So not just any investor would do. They needed someone who understood their mission and the potential impact of their work.
Exactly. The book tells a story about Michael Garrity of FinanceEat. He secured funding, but later on, he acquired an asset from a major bank. It's unusual. You rarely see fintech buys bank. It really underscores the shifting dynamics in the industry.
It's like the student surpassing the master. But even with funding, navigating the regulatory landscape must have been a nightmare.
The regulatory landscape, it's constantly changing. And fintech startups, they have to adapt to stay compliant. Fortunately, a lot of founders found that technology was useful. It helped streamline those processes.
They turned a potential obstacle into a strategic advantage.
But what about profitability? How did these companies stay afloat, especially in such a competitive market?
Well, it took strategic decision-making and adaptability. Some founders targeted niche markets, others aimed for a wider audience. Some focused on building a strong technology platform, while others prioritized acquiring users and achieving rapid growth.
It seems like finding that balance was key, matching their approach to their vision while staying focused on the bottom line. Now, technology is advancing so quickly, I'm wondering how these founders incorporated these cutting-edge innovations to set themselves apart.
Well, AI and machine learning are revolutionizing things, like fraud detection, risk assessment, even personalized customer service. These technologies are enhancing efficiency and security in amazing ways.
So it's not just about automating tasks, it's about making financial services more intelligent, more responsive to individual needs. Exactly. Blockchain technology also has huge potential. It could revolutionize international payments and other financial transactions, offering the kind of transparency and efficiency traditional systems lack.
Blockchain is often associated with cryptocurrency, but its applications go far beyond that. It could really change how we think about financial systems, how we interact with them.
Speaking of the future, what do these founders see for the world of finance? What trends are on the horizon?
Many believe that data and analytics will become central. We could see personalized financial products that anticipate customer needs before they even come up.
That's incredible. Imagine having financial services that are truly tailored to your own circumstances. and your own goals.
And platform-based solutions are likely to become even more popular. These are one-stop shops for all your financial needs. You could manage investments, pay bills, apply for loans, even access insurance, all in one place.
That level of convenience would be a game changer for consumers. It would put more control in the hands of individuals. What about the impact of open banking? How do these founders see that evolving? They see it as a way to increase competition and innovation. Open banking breaks down the barriers between institutions. It gives consumers more control over their financial data.
It's like democratizing access to financial services. Consumers get to choose how and where their data is used.
Mm.
Now, let's switch gears for a moment. I want to delve into some of the stories Rubini shares in his book. Are there any that particularly resonated with you?
Yesin Hunkyer of SaveDroid. His story is a great example of identifying a problem and creating a solution. He wanted to make cryptocurrency investing easier. He had experienced the complexities of navigating exchanges and wallets firsthand.
He turned a personal challenge into a solution for others. That's inspiring. Were there any other founder journeys that stood out to you?
Shan Yu of Bank in China. He offers a different perspective. He talks about the challenges of establishing trust and navigating the regulatory complexities of that market. It shows how fintech innovation isn't confined to one place. It's a global phenomenon with unique regional variations.
Like a tapestry of innovation, woven together by the experiences of entrepreneurs around the world. It's remarkable. But how can these founder stories benefit our listener practically?
Say you're preparing for a meeting about fintech. This deep dive gives you valuable context, talking points. It deepens your understanding of the industry's trends and challenges.
No more deer-in-the-headlights moments when someone mentions blockchain or open banking. What about someone who's just trying to keep up with the industry?
It gives you a comprehensive overview of the key players, groundbreaking innovations, predictions for the future of finance. You can get informed quickly without having to read tons of reports and articles.
It's like having a personal fintech tutor. And for those who are just curious, this exploration sparks an interest in the world of fintech. It shows how technology and entrepreneurial drive are changing the financial landscape.
Exactly. You never know. This exploration might spark an idea for your own venture.
The beauty of learning. It opens up possibilities we never knew existed. Now, I know you want to move on, but let's take a moment to reflect. What have we learned so far? What are some key takeaways our listeners should remember?
It's interesting how diverse the motivations behind these ventures are. They're addressing frustrations with existing systems, serving the unbanked. These entrepreneurs are united by a passion to improve lives, the financial lives of individuals and businesses.
It's not just about profits
Yeah,
or disrupting things for the sake of disruption. It's about making a difference.
absolutely. And they're resilient and adaptable. They face challenges head on. From bootstrapping to navigating regulations, it shows the tenacity it takes to thrive in this industry.
It speaks to their commitment and their belief in their vision. What else should our listener keep in mind as we continue?
The innovative ways they're using technology, particularly AI and blockchain, it's fundamentally changing the future of finance. These technologies, they create new possibilities for personalization, efficiency, and security. They're changing how we think about and manage money.
The future of finance is exciting, with technology leading the charge. Any final thoughts you'd like to highlight?
It's important to think about the broader context of these stories. Each journey is unique, but they all contribute to a larger narrative. Disruption and transformation in the financial services industry. When we see the patterns and trends, we get a deeper understanding of the forces shaping the financial world of tomorrow.
So it's not just about individual success stories. It's about understanding how they fit into the bigger picture, how finance is evolving.
Exactly. These founders, they're pioneers, they're blazing trails, inspiring others. By studying their journeys, we can learn valuable lessons about innovation, adaptability, and the power of technology.
And with that insightful observation, let's take a short break. We'll be back soon for part 2. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to our exploration of fintech founders. As we go deeper into these stories, we'll find even more amazing innovations and the driving forces behind them.
Before we paused, we were talking about the future of finance, a future where data is king. Platform-based solutions are everywhere, and open banking puts consumers in control. But let's zoom in a little. What did these founders say about how these trends will play out?
Brett King, the guy who founded MoveIn, he highlights how powerful data can be. He imagines a future where financial services can predict our needs. They won't just react. They'll use data to offer solutions before we even know we need them.
It's a fascinating concept. like having a financial advisor who can see the future.
It's about moving beyond that traditional advice and embracing a more data-driven way of managing our money. Tamaz Dragad's of Raisin, he thinks platform-based solutions are inevitable, one-stop shops for all our financial needs.
Makes sense. Convenience is everything nowadays. Who wants to juggle a bunch of apps and websites for all their financial stuff? A single platform that does it all, that would be incredible.
Yeah. Exactly. It's about making things seamless. Managing your money shouldn't be a chore. It should feel like a natural part of your digital life. And then there's open banking, giving consumers control over their data, letting them share it securely with other providers.
Empowering consumers,
Yeah.
encouraging competition and innovation, letting them choose how their data is used. But with all this talk of change and disruption, what about the big banks? Are they going extinct?
Not really. Anthony Thompson of 86400, he believes there will always be new challengers. But those big institutions, they still have advantages, lots of customers, established brands, tons of resources.
So it's not a simple case of the old being replaced by the new. It's more complicated than that.
Right. The big question is, can traditional banks change? Can they adapt to these new technologies? Can they meet the needs of these digital-savvy customers? If they do, they'll probably thrive. But if they stick to the old ways, they might struggle.
Survival of the fittest, right? We've seen from these founder stories that adaptability and innovation are key to success in fintech. But let's not forget the people. Behind every successful company, there's a team. What did these founders say about building their teams and finding the right people?
The right team is essential for any entrepreneur. Brett King, who founded Currency Fair, he says it's not just about ticking boxes, having the right skills. Of course it helps to have a mix of things. Technical ability, industry knowledge, entrepreneurial spirit.
So it's more than just finding brilliant minds. It's about finding people who can work together, who complement each other.
Exactly. You need people who share the company's vision, people who are passionate about the problem they're solving, people who can adapt and learn as the company grows.
Because in the world of fintech, you can't stand still. A team has to be agile, embrace new challenges, and change direction when they need to. Michael Garrity's story is a good example. Finance Seat started as a peer-to-peer lending platform. But after the 2008 crisis, they pivoted. They became a point-of-sale financing company. That's resilience in action.
It shows how important it is to be flexible, to be open to new things, even when the unexpected happens. Sometimes the best solutions come from changing course, from finding a new path that fits the market better.
Right. The entrepreneurial journey is never a straight line. There will be bumps along the way, but it's how you deal with those challenges, how you learn from your mistakes. That's what matters. You mentioned earlier that some fintech companies are working with traditional banks instead of competing with them. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure, it's a really interesting trend. It shows how the fintech landscape is evolving. Instead of seeing banks as enemies, a lot of startups are seeing them as potential partners. They're using their technology and agility to make financial services better. It's a win-win situation.
It's like a partnership where each side brings its strengths. Fintechs have their cutting-edge technology and innovative ideas. Banks have their infrastructure and customer base.
Exactly. Sam Graziano, the founder of Foundation, is a good example. He saw an opportunity to help banks modernize. A lot of fintech lenders were focusing on the underbanked, but Sam saw a need to support established institutions, to help them adapt to the digital age.
Working within the system to make it better, instead of trying to tear it down. It shows how the fintech industry is maturing. Let's bring it back to our listener. We've covered a lot of ground, but how can they use this knowledge?
If you work in financial services, these founder stories can really help you. They give you insights into the forces that are shaping the future of finance. By understanding their motivations, their challenges, their strategies, you can get a better idea of how to adapt and thrive in this environment.
So it's more than just knowing the buzzwords. It's about understanding the underlying forces that are driving change in finance.
Exactly. And if you're thinking about starting your own fintech venture, these stories are like a roadmap. They show you the potential pitfalls, the important decisions, and how important it is to build a strong and adaptable team.
It's like getting advice from some of the best minds in fintech, learning from their successes and their failures. What else can our listener take away from this deep dive?
If you're just curious about technology and its impact, these stories show you how innovation is changing the world of finance. They show how entrepreneurial spirit, combined with a deep understanding of what customers want, can lead to real change.
It's a testament to human ingenuity and how technology can create a financial system that's more efficient, inclusive, and accessible. And it's a story that's still being written. As new challenges emerge, new technologies are created, and new entrepreneurs step up to challenge the way things are done. Before we move on to the next group of founders, are there any specific themes or trends that we should highlight for our listener?
One theme that keeps coming up is financial inclusion, making sure everyone has access to essential financial services, no matter their background or how much money they have. A lot of founders, like Pier Paolo Barbieri of Allah in Argentina, they want to help people who don't have bank accounts. They're using technology to close the gap, to empower those who are excluded by traditional institutions.
So it's not all about making money or showing off technology. It's about using innovation to create a fair financial system for all.
Right. Another important trend is customer experience. Traditionally, financial services were seen as complex and impersonal, even intimidating. But a lot of these founders are making things more user-friendly, more transparent, more personalized. They're making it easier and more enjoyable to manage your money.
It's like they're putting a human face on finance, something that's often seen as cold and distant. They're making it more relatable, accessible, even engaging. Because dealing with money shouldn't be something we dread. It should be something that empowers us, gives us control, and helps us reach our goals. And as we explore these stories, we'll see how they're using creativity, technology, and an understanding of human behavior to make that happen.
Exactly. And speaking of human behavior, another fascinating theme is the link between psychology and finance. Many founders are using behavioral science. They're designing products and services that help people make better financial decisions. They know we're not always rational when it comes to money. Our emotions, biases, and habits can lead us astray.
So it's about understanding how our brains work with money, and then using that knowledge to create systems that help us overcome our weaknesses. It's like upgrading our financial skills. Not just the tools we use, but also how we make decisions about money.
Right. This idea of combining behavioral science with fintech is still new, but it has huge potential. It could help people improve their financial well-being and take control of their finances.
It's like having a financial therapist right there in your pocket, guiding you to develop better habits, helping you reach your goals. It just shows how powerful it is to bring different ideas together. Combining insights from different fields can lead to truly innovative solutions.
Definitely. That's one of the things that makes the fintech industry so special. It draws people from all sorts of backgrounds: finance, technology, design, psychology. It creates this exciting environment where creativity and innovation can thrive.
It reminds us that the best solutions can come from unexpected places, and that having a variety of perspectives and expertise is crucial for making progress, especially in a field like fintech that's constantly changing.
Exactly. As we continue to look at these founder stories, you'll see how these themes of financial inclusion, customer experience, and behavioral science are all connected. They're shaping the future of finance and creating a system that's fairer, more accessible, and more user-friendly for everyone.
It's a journey full of surprises and discoveries, a real deep dive into the world of fintech. I'm excited to see where it takes us next.
Welcome back. This is the last part of our journey through Fintech Founders. We've explored their inspirations, the obstacles they faced, and their visions for what's next.
As we wrap up, I'm wondering what makes a fintech founder truly successful? What sets them apart in this fast-paced world?
Well, there's no magic formula, but there are some things that come up again and again in these stories. Understanding what customers need is key. Really getting those pain points, what people want to achieve.
It's more than just a great product. It's about solving real problems.
Absolutely. And they're not afraid to challenge the norm, to question the way things have always been done, to push the boundaries of what's possible in finance.
Because real innovation comes from shaking things up, right? Having the guts to imagine a better way, and then proving it can work. What other qualities stood out to you?
Building a great team. These founders knew they couldn't do it alone. They needed people with different skills and perspectives. They created an environment where everyone could contribute their best.
It's a team effort, like a relay race where everyone has to do their part to win.
Exactly. And don't forget resilience. Things don't always go smoothly for entrepreneurs. There are setbacks, unexpected challenges, times when you're not sure what to do. But these founders, they kept going. They believed in their vision. They learned from their mistakes. And they never gave up.
Giving up isn't an option for a true entrepreneur. You need that grit and determination to overcome obstacles and come out stronger on the other side.
That's right. As we finish up, it's important to remember that these stories are bigger than just individual achievements. They represent a movement, a wave of innovation that's changing the financial landscape and creating new opportunities for everyone.
It's not just about disrupting the old ways. It's about building a better future for everyone. using technology to make finance more efficient, more accessible, fairer.
Absolutely. These founders are pioneers. They're leading the way, inspiring others to follow. Their stories are full of valuable lessons for anyone who wants to make a difference in the world, no matter what field they're in.
The entrepreneurial spirit isn't limited to Silicon Valley or Wall Street. It's a way of thinking, a way of approaching problems and finding solutions.
You got it. And as we've seen in these stories, that spirit is alive and well in the world of fintech, driving innovation, promoting inclusion, shaping the future of finance.
This has been an amazing journey. We started with their origin stories, we explored the challenges they faced, and we saw how they're changing the world of finance.
Before we go, let's sum up what we've learned. Could you give our listener a quick recap, maybe 10 key points to remember? Sure. Here are 10 takeaways from our look at fintech founders. 1, they have different motivations. Some want to fix problems they've experienced. Others want to make finance more inclusive. 2, they challenge the status quo. They aren't afraid to question how things are done. 3, they put the customer first. They understand what people need and want. 4, they embrace technology. They use AI and blockchain to create new solutions. 5, they're resilient. They can adapt to change and overcome obstacles. 6, they build strong teams. They bring together people with different skills and perspectives. 7, they believe in financial inclusion. They want everyone to have access to financial services. 8, they prioritize customer experience. They make things easy to use, transparent, and personalized. 9, they use behavioral science. They understand how people think about money and design products that help them make better choices. 10, they have a global impact. Fintech innovation is happening all over the world.
Those 10 points are a great summary of what we've learned. Thank you for sharing your insights.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this incredible exploration of fintech founders. We hope you've learned something new. Maybe you've been inspired. And maybe you have a better understanding of how the financial world is changing. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries.